Sick of what? Who's up north with us? What? I did. No, we should have messed up, didn't we? Maybe I was waiting for all their.
Neither of you guys sound
Oh,
really
see, I can
great.
only one that did.
You guys both sound
No, I got like a cold, but
That's what I got.
Oh, I've been getting over it. My house had it, my house had it a couple days, like.
We don't want to get rid
Yeah, right in the middle of germs central.
I'm way better than I was Sunday, Monday.
Jamie and Jake had it too, that cough.
I had a body.
Wines.
Yeah. Today, this morning, I woke up, I took some emergency.
Oh,
I took a 5
Obviously,
hour.
I didn't do it, but like.
I had that much.
That's good work, you're taking a 5 hour.
I know.
Yeah, I take them every now and then.
When I'm sick is the only time I take it. And 2 cups of coffee by 10 o'clock, I'm like, my heart's either gonna be exploding. And cold medicine on top of this, you got a fat. I was like, my hand was shaking, I'm like.
Being 5 o'clock, I will call the meeting to order. Stacy, will you call it close notice? Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jackson, Austin, Flanagan, Bryson, here's Chris,
Here.
Fink,
Here.
Gratz here, Hermanson,
Here.
King,
Here.
Rickers,
Here.
Stopker, Zuber.
Anybody here for public comment? Not. Item 4, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Rickers, second by
I got it.
Zuber.
I got
All
Rick.
right.
Good work.
I'm sorry, guys, I'm unplugged up. You may have to raise your hand. So, to approve the agenda, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Item 5, approval of the minutes from the regular board meeting on January 7th.
So moved.
it. Second.
Motion by Zuber, second by Fink to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carried. Item 6, Bob Hermanson, Matt Chris, Stacy Gratz, and Jason King reviewed and nodded the following bills for payment. Need a motion to approve those bills for payment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Gratz, second by Zuber to approve those bills for payment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carried. Item 7, discussion and action regarding donations. Cale?
Anonymous, $20 for unpaid lunch balances, $100 from Luann and Patrick Donahoe to Rotary Bags. Mr. Carson donated $53.42 to the immediate student fund. Anonymous, $15 to Rotary Bags. The Hoops Club is donating half the cost of folding chairs to the FEMA gym, if you approve that later on in the meeting. Robin Jean Kindle donated a signed Alex Erickson glove to the high school for a display.
Need a motion to approve those donations with our thanks.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Gratz, second by
Rickers.
Rickers to approve those donations with our thanks. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Item 8, discussion and action regarding change of scheduling program for Airbitter. Lindsay, or you want to take this?
Yep, the SWAL has voted to change from Arbiter, which is our current scheduling program, into Bound. Bound right now, some of you are probably pretty familiar with, that's where all the statistics are going into for the different sports. So we decided to go that route with it. It's gonna integrate with our messaging app that we have. Facility scheduler, when we move into that, we will have to clean that up a little bit, and everyone will have to create a new login, which will be actually kind of nice to have a clean slate to start with. Cost-wise, the basic Arbiter is $520, and Bound is $500. We will obviously be a little bit more because we'll add the facility scheduler into it, but the SWAL, the SWIC, Six Rivers, I can't remember the other ones. Several of the other conferences have decided to move to Bound versus going to Arbiter, so.
think everybody's going to Bound.
Ha,
I think everybody's going to Bound.
yeah, I think eventually they'll all be there, yeah.
It's just a way of reporting.
When is this supposed to take place, Lindsay? Next school year or right away or?
Like all the stats.
Right, immediately, we'll start working in it. All of our contracts are verbal contracts right now. We have to get into the scheduling program so we can start sending out our contracts, but yeah, immediately I'll start working into it, but it will be in effect next school year.
Is that for, does that do all sports basically, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
all of them.
yeah, it'll do all of them.
Okay.
So I need a motion to approve
Make
that
motion approved.
scheduling program change.
Second,
Who made the motion?
Chris.
Motion by Chris, second by Fink to approve that change from arbiter to bond. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 9, discussion and action regarding the second reading of approval of the capitalization and depreciation policy. Gail?
Yeah, this change in rules recently in the accounting world, and our auditors recommended this, that we go from 5,000 to 10,000 as the limit when we need to capitalize and depreciate fixed assets. We talked about this last time, had a first reading, this is second reading and approval.
Need a motion to approve that policy.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ricker, second by Zoomiller to approve the policy. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 10, discussion action regarding the teacher retirement.
Tom Mathias wrote a real nice letter, retiring after 39 years.
Motion to approve and thank him.
Second.
Motion by Zoomiller, second by Rickers to approve the retirement of Tom Mathias and thank him for his 39 years. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 11, discussion action regarding baseball game on Sunday in Milwaukee.
We have a policy practice against playing games on Sundays, however, the baseball team is requesting an exemption for Sunday, April 12th at American Family Field in Milwaukee where the Brewers play. They're gonna play Columbus Catholic at 10 a.m., then they would stay for the Brewer game at 2, get home around 8. This is very similar to what the basketball team just did in Milwaukee. Apparently this trend is catching on where these pro teams are seeing how this can be beneficial to them. And one of the requirements for playing on their field before the game is you have to sell so many tickets to the regular game. The basketball team didn't have any problem, they had to get more tickets. For this baseball, I don't know if it's gonna go the same way, but the Booster Club is going to cover that whole, take care of that whole thing. There'll be no cost to the district.
Any questions on that, anybody?
Basically, the only district cost is the bus,
The
right?
bus.
Yes.
I wanna say for the boys in Milwaukee, we might have paid for the ticket for them to see the pro game. No?
Because they got charged to their student account.
Okay, so just a bus, yeah.
So I need a motion to approve the boys playing a baseball game on Sunday in Milwaukee and waiving our policy for no activities on Sunday.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Fink, second by Zoomler to approve that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 12, discussion and action regarding the transfer of high school student to Middle Point.
Yeah, this would be a student who lives in our district but has been attending a neighboring school and for various reasons is gonna be back to where there our responsibility to educate. Several factors involved, but everybody just feels like it'd be a good fit over at the alternative school.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Zuber, second by Fink to approve the transfer of a high school student to the Middle Point Alternative School. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 13, discussion action regarding the purchase of the Baird financial model.
Baird is a school finance company, works with every district in the state. They have this thing they call the model. It's a probably 50-page spreadsheet that they use to make predictions and do forecasting for financial future predictions. Many schools purchase this every year, very helpful. I only request it when there's a referendum involved, and I'm gonna be going around, giving out information. I always get a lot of questions, like what's this gonna do to our taxes and our mill rate for the next 5 years? And it's not very difficult to predict 1 year out, but, once you go 3-4 years, it's, just very, very helpful. And not only you get the model, you get, support from a Baird financial specialist to work with you one-on-one. As long as we have this, it's a 1-year subscription. Mitch and Mike and I have been working on a 3-4 year forecast for the board, long-range planning. And the areas we're looking at are personnel, finance, curriculum, and building and grounds. And it's just good timing that we have the access to this model. It'll really help with the finance forecasting for this other project we're working on too at the same time.
We've done this in the past, right, Ken?
We've done this every time we've had a referendum, yeah. This will be the 3rd time.
How much was it again?
4,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Graff, second by Rickers to approve purchasing of the Baird financial model. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 14, discussion and action regarding the purchase of folding chairs.
Yeah, the Hoops Club has generously offered to donate half the cost of folding chairs for the FEMA gym for spectators. We're looking at 360 chairs for $13 each. If you're curious, there's a sample over there. $6,000 total for with shipping and tax and everything, so the school would be looking at $3,000. Just by itself, I would recommend that we do that, but the plan may be also to take the 180 that the school paid for and use them in here to replace these old folding chairs when they're not needed in the FEMA gym, so we'd have to talk to the Hoops Club about coordinating that, but I think they'd be okay with it.
Yeah, and when we talked about it, so there's 105 chairs, I believe, in here. So on the Hoops Club side of things, if you order 360, plus we ordered the 40 padded chairs for the benches in theory. So typically, even if we're running 4 courts, if you have the 105 chairs in here, the rest of the chairs that are on the racks will be right at where we need to be for the chairs we need to host basketball. So we typically won't even need to touch the chairs that are in here. You know, maybe you come take 5 out or something. But the only difference will be to the school is when we have like Christmas concerts, things like that, those chairs will probably need to go in to the gym for those 5-6 days, you know, that they have concerts or 8th grade graduation. So it's kind of I'd say a win-win for all, and we don't have to buy another rack. So right now there's 4 racks with chairs on them. So those chairs are a little skinnier. So we can have 3 racks with those on it, and then the other rack will have the 40 padded chairs. And we don't need to buy another rack, which they weren't cheap, so.
Are they gonna use for volleyball too?
Yes, the padded chairs will be used for, and the Hoops Club's chairs that they're paying half on, they get, the school can use them for whatever they need.
Yeah. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Zoomer, second by Rickers to approve the purchasing of the folding
Oh,
chairs.
and with that, both chairs are right there, so there's, when we did it that first time, there's $13 chairs and then like $26 chairs. There's not that big of a difference to go with the expensive chairs, so if you do wanna look at them, they're there, but they're really no difference. So.
Yeah, all those in favor of that motion, signify by saying yes.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Somebody
Motion
sat
carried.
in them, right?
Yeah, me and Mike and Paul.
They're not like our bleachers that are horrible, you sit in them for an hour,
Which bleacher?
or gym bleachers.
They're not bad.
Okay.
You go sit in Cuba's
They're
gym.
better, you know,
I'd take a board.
really?
Item 15, discussion regarding the plan for listening sessions. Gail?
Yeah, we came up with a plan for the listening sessions. As you remember, we're gonna tweak the format to it compared to previous years. What we're looking at is February 6th, which would be a week from Friday. In the afternoon, we would have a 30-minute session listening to the teaching staff, followed by 30 minutes with support staff, and then 45 minutes of scheduled with individuals or maybe small groups. Then the following Friday, the 13th, we would repeat that whole process at DIMS, teachers, support staff, and individuals. Then there'd be a 2-week period where the administration would get together, discuss the topics, research, maybe not only what surrounding schools are doing, but farther prevailing trends, and begin to formulate some general thoughts on the topics. March 2nd, we would share what we found with the staff and with the board, and get a personnel committee meeting scheduled so that committee could go through and come up with recommendations for the full board. Then we'd be looking at March 25th, everything go to the full board for consideration for possible changes. And that night, in closed session, any individuals that had shared something that they'd like to come and meet with the board of faculty about could do that. We've been telling, there's been a couple times where we've been telling individuals throughout the year that I know you have this thought or thing you want to share, but hold on, there'll be a time coming, you know, in February, March, where you'll have your opportunity. So this is the one time we're going to set aside every year where individuals can come into closed session and talk to you guys about whatever they'd like.
Any questions for Kale on that? This does not require any action, this is just information, so.
Is the meeting mandatory? Those meetings that you set up, are they mandatory sessions for the staff?
The large group ones, yes, but of course you're not required to set up an individual one.
Okay, any additional other questions? Okay, item 16, discussion and action current plan for referendum information.
Yeah, we came up with a plan for referendum.
You want me to bring that up?
Yeah, you don't mind. Referendum information dissemination. Some of the advice we're getting, and it makes sense, is that you don't want to overwhelm people with all of your flyers and videos and everything at the same time. So we tried to come out with a schedule that spread things out steadily between now and then. I think I sent you this, but Bob's going to bring it up on the screen, the timeline. First week of February, which would be coming up soon. The idea for that first week is just get the information out there that we're having a referendum, and a couple of basic pieces of information, such as it's going to have no impact on your taxes, and it's for building these new buildings. Like just where we don't want misinformation to get started. So first week would be a Facebook post explaining those things, and a postcard that would go potentially to every mailbox in the area. I don't know if you can scroll down, the sample things start. So right there is the postcard. These are all from different schools, but this is what it would look like once we get our information in our 2-sided postcard, basic information. Facebook post with a similar type thing, and then start using the video board at games in the gym. That could be a very useful tool to start getting this information out. Second week, February 8th, would be start to advertise our open house. We're going to have an open house that we're going to try to coincide with parent conferences. As long as we already have some people here, maybe we could get more people. We're going to try to get people looking at the shop and asking, where would you put a big project if you were in here? Try to get people into the 4K room here that we're currently using. There's no bathroom, there's no big play area, etc. So we're going to start advertising that open house, and then I will try to get a radio interview scheduled, a big radio. They've contacted me before saying that they'd be willing to have me on there if we ever had information to share. Third week, February 15th, continue advertising the open house and then do a video. Aaron Wolf does a really good job of producing these things. We would potentially show also the spaces and maybe even have some student input in the video. I know there's been some talk about paying someone to produce say high quality, as if Aaron's is not, but fancier videos and 3D things talked about. And I've talked to a lot of people about this and getting feedback. It kind of goes both ways. I've heard a lot of people say, if you pay for a real nice video like that, that it really has a positive effect that you'd like and, you know, the way you think it would. And then some people say you're just as good going with someone from the school that the community people know and have that base on there, even if the production quality seems a little bit lower, if there's been a trust factor built up with the local people that could also be effective. So we could talk about the plan for that. The next week, February 25th, is the open house that coincides with the parent conferences. Then, first week of March, informational mailer, be a 2-page document sent to every household. It'd be an expanded version of the postcard. It'll have a blueprints. There's a sample down there if you want to see it, but there's blueprints of the building, more information related to taxes, more detailed stuff attached, and then April 5th, right before they say you want to send a backpack stuff for home for kids, with one last notification. There's a sample of the backpack, and I sent it to you too.
Any thoughts, suggestions?
Aaron, are you comfortable, are you comfortable with producing the video? Do you think the quality of it will be?
Yeah, I guess it depends. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for, but a short video with information about the referendum and maybe showing some of the spaces. Yeah, we should be able to do that.
Did you see what Jeff sent to Kale?
Did I? No.
Okay, not surprised. We're on a really short time crunch here. I think we need to sell this building as a tech. If you follow your plan, I mean, you're gonna be down to March before you know it. I guess that's just my feeling. I mean, I think I would get it rocking and rolling. What we're really trying to do here as far as future of tech. Nothing against what Aaron might put together, and you did a fine job with your previous posts with some referendum stuff, Gail, but I really think there's value in doing a really nice presentation and showing really what we're gonna have and where we're gonna come from and where we're gonna be in that tech department. If you want this thing to pass, you better pass it that, because if you're gonna try to pass it any other way, I am kind of a bet man. I will bet against you. I'll bet against you every time. So I just think you really need to do a really good job with your video. Get that out there. That's just my opinion. I think you're waiting too long to get that out there. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Ron, there's starting to be some conversations about doing a video of what could we be doing, what would it look like, what would we show. I think something like that probably takes 5-6 weeks at the best to get done at this point, because we talked about it briefly, kind of touched on it a month and a half ago, and haven't done anything. I think that ship sailed. I don't think you can get the AI generated thing done in a short amount of time. And if you are, you have to really hustle. I just think there's a lot of value in showing not what it used to be, what it's going to be. So I would just keep that in mind as you create your videos and things, showing what it used to be. That show what it's going to be. Show what we're going to be doing in it, not show what it used to be. Because people say what's wrong with it now? Show what you're going to do, not what you have to do. But I think at this point we've waited too long you set something out, Kale, it's going to cost $10,000 to have somebody from Milwaukee do it. Essentially, the things cost about, we did that video, it was 45-second video, it cost $5,000. But at this point, it'd be February 8th before you even got started on it. Now you're in the middle of March and you got 2 weeks left before referendum. I don't think you have an option other than do it yourself at this point, because I don't think you can get someone to do it for you. I think we inevitably made a decision by not doing anything.
Why would we not be able to start till February 8th on it?
February 1st is next week, and I just don't think anything moves that fast.
Sure.
I mean, by the time you get your mind around what you're gonna wanna do.
I mean, time flies. I mean, we're really, it's nice to have a,
I think we made a decision by not doing anything already, so.
Well, this was for discussion, and if people think that February 15th video should be moved up sooner, that's of course a possibility.
I want the, I guess what I'm saying, the best chance to pass this, we need drawings, we need videos, we need to get stuff out. You know, whether you're behind it, narrating it, or somebody is that's very capable of, you know what I mean? You know, I mean, to think that these older people are not savvy is completely clueless. I've been in the gas station. There's 6 or 7, including my dad, they're all on their phones, they all got iPhones. You know, so we need to get this blasted out there and show them what we're building and why. And if he's gonna be a part of it, or whatever, you really need to get rocking. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say that, nobody wants to hear you, Cal. You know, like you did last time, you know what I mean? We're building a project, you know what I mean? They wanna see the nuts and bolts, that's just my feeling. I mean, if you want me to watch something on social media, show me what you're building. I'm gonna click off if I listen to you talk. I'm not saying this in a negative way, but if you want shares, I'm gonna share, holy shit, look what Darnix is doing. You know what I mean? So, that's where I'm at.
I mean, are we all in agreement, the sooner we can get the video done and out to the public, the better? Like,
Yeah, it's
not
just-
waiting till the 15th, I mean,
The problem's gonna be is trying to show what these guys are saying and then write about what it's gonna be, because I've seen, and it's not against Morton, but they're not gonna be able to paint a nice picture. Their system isn't that great to show you something that's gonna wow anybody. It shows you what you need to see when you build it, but when you're trying to sell it to somebody, it's a picture of a building, but it's not something you're gonna wanna throw out.
And I mean, guys, I'm not being rude, but we talk about $5,000 and $10,000 to do a nice video. What's it cost to rerun a referendum or when something doesn't pass? So why would we spend the 5 or 10 now getting our information out in a quality fashion to give us the best chance? Because if it doesn't pass, we're gonna come back in the fall, but we're gonna waste all that time and all that energy on the referendum if it doesn't pass, when the information maybe wasn't presented in the proper way. So why wouldn't we go all in?
Well, the people that Jeff talked to and the people that I talked to, I think a professional video can be done within 5-6 weeks. And if this thing got done, by, even if it was mid-March, if you only had 3 weeks of this video being out there right before the vote, that's,
I think if you could get it hammered out 3 weeks beforehand.
Right, because you wanna freshen it up.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, even if we had a video, I don't know if you necessarily would blast it out now. I think that's kind of what you want to say as you're coming down the stretch. Here we go.
But I think if you're gonna have a video, focus it on, I don't know how much of it's, oh, this is what it's gonna look like from the outside. It's, here's what the kids are gonna be doing with it.
Right.
Here's why we need kids doing these things. Here, you know, you gotta tell the
Garage
whole
door.
story. Why do we need to teach this? What does it look like for the kids doing this? And that's where I lean towards a really good AI type. I mean, they're not our kids. We don't have to worry about what face is in the video. They just make them. And here's a kid building something. Here's a kid doing plumbing. Here's a kid doing
Electrical, things
electrical
set up on the
panel.
wall, all
You
of
know.
this stuff we talked about 3 weeks ago.
And if we paid for that video and it came out 3 days before the vote, I would say, boy, we didn't time that very well. But if there's enough time to get it out 3 weeks before the vote, that's,
So I'd say this, tomorrow you call both of them, figure out timeline to see if it's doable and what they tell you for a timeline. Do we need to vote on anything tonight to approve hiring them?
it's
Okay.
on for approval, yeah.
you know,
I would also, the first thing I would do is show Mr. Wolf, our head computer guy, the goddamn video, so at least he knows what we're thinking of.
I'll do that too.
Well, that'd be a good idea, I would think.
so do we need to put like a dollar amount on it? Like, cause if we got it, we should vote on it tonight, so that way if it's doable tomorrow, we move starting tomorrow, so we didn't drag this out for another week. So do we need to put a dollar amount on the vote, or how do we?
Up to a
12.
certain,
I mean, Kale does have the authority to go up to a certain amount.
What is a certain amount, Bob?
If we just give
What's
this
a certain amount?
I would do.
If it's $2,000, it means
12,
nothing.
up to 12.
10,
I put go up to $12,000, is what I would.
That's, but I just,
Bill's
let's
discretion.
move forward tonight, so nothing drags
Yeah,
us
let's
out.
not put it in the email, which, you know,
Yeah.
who it is, let's approve up to $12,000 to have a video produced that illustrates what we want.
And on that vote, is that something, like, say tomorrow, he gets both companies say, hey, we can guarantee it's done by March 1st, March 5th, whatever the dates are, and he can send it to us, and we can all look at it, and, like, we want him making the final call, we're spending 12 or 5.
I'm fine with Kale make it, that's why we hired
Yeah,
Okay.
agree.
him. That's how I look at it, is
I agree.
Well, I appreciate that, and we'll do that, but before I sign anything, I'll send an email out to you, keep you informed first of what we're thinking too, but yeah, we'll figure something out.
Any additional questions or comments?
So are we looking for a motion at this point, or is there a motion on this?
Yes, no, we made a motion.
No, we're just gonna leave it up to Kale and something.
I make a motion, we spend up to $12,000 on some type of video choreograph for the referendum.
I'll second that.
Motion by Chris, second by Rivers to approve up to $12,000 for a video for the referendum project. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 17, superintendent, principals, activities directors, employee and ground reports. Gail?
Number one, I just thought I'd give you a brief overview of how decisions are made about school closures. It's been happening a lot lately, so there's probably three main factors that go into it. Number one is the National Weather Service will issue the night before either an advisory or a warning. So if the National Weather Service puts out a warning saying that it's not recommended that people are outside with exposed skin for a certain number of minutes to risk, dangerous level of frostbite, that's a factor. If they only put it out an advisory, then it'll go the other way. Number two is temperature. Temperatures that I look at are typically negative 25 to 30 for wind chill, negative 15 to 20 for air temp, when I start making calls. And then the third factor, which you guys know, is what other people are doing. It's just the truth that that's one of the factors that goes into it. If every school is doing the same thing and you do something different and something happens, it doesn't look good. So that's how those decisions are made. Food service update.
Kale, can you ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
On so we have the ability after so many days off, we'll call them, to go remote, right? That's what they do.
Virtual,
Okay.
Why don't we go remote right away?
So the kids can still enjoy it.
What's wrong
So
with snow day?
the policy that the board has set in the past was, let the kids have 3 snow days.
So
enjoy
they don't have to
being
make it
kids.
up at all?
No.
No.
Let the kids have 3 snow days to enjoy being a kid, enjoy the idea of snow days.
I thought we
And
had,
then go virtual.
No, you're right.
I'd rather get off early in June if I was.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so they
So
don't
it's
even
built
count.
into the schedule.
Thank you.
And we missed 2 now, right? Are we at our limit? So going forward, do we have any? Are we gonna take the day?
We're going virtual.
It's virtual immediately? Okay. So I mean, you'll make that you've already made the announcement, said, hey, kids, take your Chromebook home. We're virtual, that's go time. Okay, that's cool. Was that an email I was supposed to get?
Mitch sent. Mitch sent. Yeah,
Really?
Mitch sent.
We just took you off, I
Text me, I don't do that kind of shit.
Bigger record would tell you.
Oh my God, you got here? I'm here. Oh my God, I didn't see you earlier.
Number two, food service update, hour started, things are going, I'd say very well. Gone around the hall, talking to the teachers, talking to the kids, getting some good feedback.
Really?
So,
You're getting good food feedback on the food?
Kids like the food
Yeah.
better?
Okay.
I have not heard.
Yeah, I haven't had complaints.
So that means our stuff was that bad before.
No,
Are you
I didn't-
serious?
I didn't hear complaints before, but I haven't heard any complaints since.
If it's that much better? Oh, I love
Since-
this.
no, since
Talk
the
about
changeover.
set the table. I'm being sarcastic, joking, guys. Just don't listen.
Okay, you're good, go on.
Why, are you hearing,
My kid said it was bad, but
Is that just the pot stickers, or is this, cause I got feedback on the pot stickers.
That's possible.
Right, at today's lunch.
What was it?
It's like a dumpling, probably.
Yeah.
Was it bad?
I actually heard kids
it's like an egg roll, except the outside of it's
But-
not.
Like it, but they wanted more. so.
I would call it, I would say it's, yeah.
Like a quick trick egg roll?
Yes, but not the,
You got a little,
it's not deep
Not
fried.
crunchy, it's like blue. It's like a blue.
Sneaks.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll just say it's hour different. It is going, that's a good statement.
Yes.
So a couple of areas, number one, the vending machines, we had a choice to make. Both buildings had a choice for their vending machine. Do you wanna get rid of it? Do you wanna keep it with the Mountain Dew and stuff in it, and it's only can be on after 4 o'clock? Or do you wanna keep it and you have to take out everything and put in things that meet the standards, granola bars and that kind of thing? So the two principals made two different decisions for their schools. Dim's, the vending machine's gonna be going. It's the old one from the high school that we moved here, so it's already not new. Rather than put it in storage for possibly using it someday, we're looking at probably just selling that one. For the high school, they're gonna keep theirs, and they're going to go with the middle option of putting healthy stuff in there and leaving it on all the time. That'll be starting soon.
Does Redbird Browns get to continue or no?
Yep, they do. We've talked to DPI to make sure they're compliant as well.
That's
Have
like
kind
a
of-
coffee thing or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it is good, yep.
What
We're
about
working
the
on changing the menu.
milk vending machine.
That's off.
And why is that again? I just wanna know how stupid these rules are again.
Yeah, so like, you have to have like the low-fat milk at this point in time. I know that's in legislation for some change, at least at
Well, it
least
passed.
lunch.
It did pass.
Yeah, but it's gotta like get processed by the DPI, and then they gotta put the regulation in, and we have to change it also, like, we can't just do it. And then the ounces matter in the vending machine.
Because we had it too big,
It's the size.
but yet you could buy two?
Yeah.
Like, that's how stupid it sounds.
Yeah, I'm not, yeah. I-
So like, you can't have 16 ounces, but nothing limits you from buying
Two 10
two
ounces.
ounces, right?
You can buy 5.
Yeah, like, don't drink too much. Alright,
Yes,
But-
yes, but right now it is off
okay.
because of that.
That's exactly what it is, 16 ounces not legal and 2 8-ounces. For our free and reduced numbers, just an update, Mr. Wolf did a good job setting up an online system for this. Sheila's been working with them. We're up to 331 in that department. Our
From,
we were about 125 for a semester, and now 331 already. It's expected to go up to probably 390 is the highest you could possibly get, so we're getting up there. We talked about this last time. First semester, we had a loss of 45,000, which was lower than what was projected. And this last piece of information is our unpaid lunch balance is, as of yesterday, sitting at 2,681. It was 2,500 first day of school, so that makes it look like it's very good, but that was due to a super large donation that we accepted last time, but,
We're still negative after the donation.
yeah, negative 26.
And even after the semester at the high school, the rule that we put into place.
Yeah. And the last thing I had on my list here was just to let you know, I think everyone knows this, breakfast we didn't have for the first semester. Well, breakfast is back on now. I walked through the other day, they had like sausage, egg muffins, and I think that's pretty robust.
Any questions for Gail?
I have a question. This summer, when we talked about the food program, we questioned whether there are going to be people who need to be compensated for doing additional work. And it was said, well, we'll talk about that later, but we've never talked about that. And I know I brought that up with you guys, you said, oh yeah, we'll talk about it. We've never talked about that. Are there people that should have been compensated? Does that need to be put back on the agenda? Because there's no way that there weren't people who put in extra work and didn't get 1 penny for it.
Yeah, we could bring that up. There was one person that took more of a leadership role than she had in the past. The reason we didn't bring it up sooner or make more of a thing of it is that we had asked her, do you want to take more of a role in some of these other areas with the ordering of the food and with some different things like that? And she said she didn't feel comfortable with that, so I think there was one person, yes, that took on some extra that we could talk about, but it didn't rise to the level it could have.
I'll discuss that with Gail, and I'll let you know, Jason.
And that workload is now off again?
Yeah, back to normal.
That's called teamwork in my book.
Any additional questions for Gail? If not, thank you, Gail. Mike?
All right, my board report is sitting in front of you. You can see our rosy staff members of the week for several weeks in a row, as well as our December and January New Blair Spank Students of the Month. In addition to that, Swall Honors Band, both middle school and high school, took place. That event was on January 10th. Talked to the band teachers, sounded like the kids did well. Some of our students attended an event called Puzzle Mania, which I'd like to say, Puzzle Mania, at CISA 3. That was on January 14th, and we started the new quarter on the 19th. Middle school wrestling and girls basketball are in full swing. I'll come back to you guys with some numbers, participation numbers, and things like that at the conclusion of those seasons. And then, as Kale alluded to, we've had multiple closures and 2-hour delays lately. Students and the staff have been flexible. We did convey to students and staff virtual expectations because we did not know what was going to happen Monday, having had our last allotted day on Friday of last week. Monday we were ready to go, but we ended up just having that 2-hour delay. So we have virtual plans in place. We'll continue to reiterate those to students and staff. And we sent a message home to parents as well to let them know about the expectations. Jim Addison was back in the building on January 22nd. He continues to partner with K-3 teachers around literacy, and our DEMS coordinated team has been active, engaging teachers in some winter data meetings. So meeting with each grade level, looking at the student data that is a result of multiple assessments, and using that to provide targeted and strategic interventions to students who need them, as well as looking for some enrichment opportunities. I went to CISA 3 today to learn about the forward exam, and it was a day well spent. Some information that I can now pass along to our staff, just to better prepare them and therefore our students for that upcoming exam that'll be happening pretty soon. And then curriculum updates, essential standards was supposed to have happened last Friday. We bumped that to this Friday, so we talked with staff about that, and then we pushed our instructional priorities, which was supposed to be this Friday, to March. They'll just consolidate their activities. You can see the upcoming events for the rest of January into February.
Any questions for Mike? If not, thank you, Mike. Mitch?
Yep, as on the backside there, January student of the month was Daylin Murillo Vasquez. January staff of the month was Tom Uppena. We did transition first semester to second semester. Within that time, we had our semester exams. Obviously, a good chunk of our students maintained their were not in the building, but then some were taking those exams. Yesterday, I was at the ELA, and we took the ELA math department up to CISA for the ACT update, similar to what Mike would have attended today. Just really sparked some interest and questions around our test prep courses and content that apply to the ACT, and then what our test day looks like. So having some conversations about restructuring some of those pieces and fine tuning those systems to make sure we're meeting the needs of students and learning for the ACT. SWAL Honors Band did happen as well, and the SWAL Honors Choir as well. This last Saturday. We did end up hosting the Saturday concert as we partnered with Mineral Point on that. We did our second quarter assembly this morning just to wrap up that and passed out, getting some recognition. The AL award winners was Yaxon, Moncada Alonza, Sophie Sigenthaler, Dalen Murillo, and McKenna Raleigh, and then a good chunk of Helping Hand recipients are listed there too. As Mike stated, we are going virtual here soon, so if that closes or not, Matt would have been the only one to not get the message on that, but we will make sure he's on the next list for that. We'll continue to keep kids aware of that and keep teachers briefed on the expectations. And from there, you can see what's listed. Also on the bottom, I just want to give a highlight too. Going into March, we are trying to be proactive here. We do have like a conflict potential. We're not trying to jinx anything, but we had a forensics competition in the FFA banquet that fell during state basketball. So we are looking to find a date to move to that. How forensics work, they have set dates by other schools. So we wanted to do the 17th of March, which is that Tuesday, but that was also the date the banquet wanted, moving off the first date or the state semifinal. So I will be asking to move the banquet to 3/18, which would be that Wednesday. If that is an issue, please kind of just let me know. That will be maybe on the next agenda to pass, but I do know they want to start putting out information about moving the FFA banquet to 3/18 that Wednesday. And we're going to be asking for permission for that, but like I said,
I got asked the other day about Honor Society. Like,
Yep.
is there anything going out to?
Yeah, Joel's working on it. It's going out soon.
Okay.
Yep. He's been busy with it.
I know it's like some of the other schools have already been working on it.
Yeah, some schools have other timelines. Some do it in the fall and get it out right away. We've maintained the spring timeline, but yes, it will be out soon. Joel and I just talked about it today.
Got it.
We are looking to change up the banquet just maybe a little bit. He might look at doing it on a Saturday afternoon more than a weeknight or a Sunday evening. So, but information coming.
Any other questions for Mitch? If not, thank you, Mitch. Lindsay?
In our high school sports, gymnastics, we've got 2 more meets before they head into their conference meet. Basketball, we're about 3 weeks left in our regular season. We'll be heading into the playoffs. Wrestling is in tournament time. This Saturday, they will have the Clash in Richland Center. Middle school girls basketball, halfway through the season. Middle school wrestling, they've got 3 meets left, so they're wrapping up there. Jumping back a little bit into the fall, the WVCA does their all academic honors a little different. They wait to the end of the semester before they open theirs up. Coach Ritchie submitted it, and all 15 of our varsity players earned that academic honors, so congratulations to those young ladies. I have put in the bid to host sectional cross country in 2026, so we'll wait till I hear if we're gonna get that or not. Update for this very popular question that has been on a lot of people's mind. The state plaques that are hanging in the gym. Cross country is done. Football, half the letters are on. We were finishing that up today, so we'll finish those up tomorrow. And then we're gonna get a top coat on those, and then next week sometime, I think we'll probably start hanging them, and then we'll get our plan together for the unveiling of them. With that, also, if out in the hallways by the trophy cases are the team state pictures. We have those, they're going to Southwest Graphics to be printed, so we'll be getting those up in the hallway as well. Football does have a little extra. They do a football on down at the press box, and that's signed by the concession stand, and I've spoke with Christian Brook to start getting those created for us, so that's about all I have right now.
Any questions for Lindsay? All right, thank you, Lindsay. Ben?
Yeah, I was gonna run through, I've got all my numbers and stuff down on the turf tank. I was gonna ask for approval tonight, but, we've got till the end of February to basically give them a verbal, and still lock in the winter pricing promo. And we can, I've talked with him too, if we want to demo it in the spring, as long as I verbal to him, like, hey, in February, like, hey, we're gonna move forward to this pending demo goes all right and we're all on board, he'll still honor that if we want to demo it in April or May or something like that. So I can pull it up on the screen, or I printed it out. I can have copies. There's essentially two packages for it. So there's a 1 year and a 3 year plan, or you can buy it outright. And then there's a Pro and a Plus package. The Pro is a $9,000 a year. The Plus is a 14. I would say 14 or the 9 is sufficient for us. The only thing that the other package gains us is more expense. And there's like you can get a custom wrap for it, so we could get like school colors would be included in that. And then you get like, instead of a 20% discount on any parts, you get a 40. And I think you get 1 free site visit per year. So I would recommend staying with the 9. There is, and I would go 3 year plan. I've talked to a lot of folks, talked to Boscobel, I've talked to Jefferson School District, I've talked to Krepke about it, and a couple others, and everyone says the labor that you get back is substantial. We can get into details if you want, or we can leave it at that. Basically on the spreadsheet, as you can see, if you want to ask questions, it's fine. I just broke it out by the logo, the hash and yard lines, the thick border around both end zones, and the numbers. I broke it out by how many gallons of paint we currently use. This is just white. The black is so little, I didn't find it relevant. So I basically broke it out by paint cost to paint each one of those sections. And then I did the labor that it takes to put out the first painting. And then I did a repaint labor cost. And then I did practice field labor cost for a current structure. I tried to get as close as I could. And then I took those costs and I multiplied it and broke it out by 9 games, 8 games, 7, 6, down to 5. So you can see what it costs for paint, labor, and then combined based off how many home games. And then below that, I did what I project costs to be with the turf tank. Essentially, in paint savings, it pays for about half of it if you do a minimum 5 game schedule. If you get up to 8 games, which would be level 3, 9, I think we had an exhibition game, home game. So you get up in that $7,000 range of savings. But that's just, you know, the labor and stuff. Like, it's hard to put a value on, you know, we're essentially gonna get back like 12 hours a week, roughly, that we're not on the football field painting, that we can be in the buildings, working on work orders, cleaning, working on other outside projects. And it's about 55, 60 hours in the summertime when we have to measure and put string lines out and do all that stuff. With this, it's got a half-hour setup and a half-hour cleanup cost. I was very skeptical, but I talked to Boscobel. They got theirs right before football season. He says to paint his whole field, he's got to refill it once. So you essentially pull a 5.5 gallon plastic jug out of the machine, fill it up, push it back in, hit start again on the iPad that it comes with, and it will go back and resume where it left off. Jefferson paints a football field, 2 100-yard practice fields, 2 soccer fields, 2 baseballs, and 2 footballs. And they're going into this is their 2nd year with it. He's had 0 problems with it so far, painting all that. They double stripe their football field. They paint it twice for every home game. He said, I can't remember how many man hours it saved, but he essentially had 4 people for like 2 weeks combined, just painting fields, getting them up and going. And now it takes one guy a half hour to set it up, and then when it gets that field done, he's just got to pick it up, move it, reset the base station, and go. So he's pulled 3 people off painting duties, so. Yeah, we can go more in depth if you have questions or want to stew on it for a bit, but I feel pretty confident that these numbers are as legit as I can get them. So, like I said, I'll probably look for approval at the next board meeting in Feb. But I don't think, my gut feeling tells me that we probably won't save any paint money, because I'm guessing we'll probably be requested to do more painting since it's essentially laborless. So I don't think we'll see a ton of savings other than the time that Casey and I get back by not having to paint the field. So, but any questions on that? Does anyone want to see a demo of it? Like, should I get one booked?
I don't think it hurts anything.
Well, I mean,
We gotta do the baseball.
we got till the
field
end of
coming
July
up.
anyway, our fiscal year, right?
Yeah,
So-
unless we want to have it for baseball season,
Oh,
to experiment and play with it. So it'll paint the batter's boxes and everything and do all the lines. It's not much.
then why wouldn't we demo it? I mean, if we can lock in the price,
Yeah, I'm with you.
saying, and get the demo,
Yeah.
why don't you just get your time
Like,
locked in?
The basketball guy told me he demoed it and he painted half of his practice field during his demo day with it. So,
Yeah, so I get the demo lined up and,
Yep.
yeah.
so, yeah, we can't paint the cross-country course with it because of the valleys and stuff. It loses sight line with the base station, but we can paint logos on the baseball field at the start and finish line. We can paint start and finish at the cross-country. We can do all those things with it. Essentially, all it takes is to haul it down there, pour some paint in, and hit go on the iPads.
After you demo it, how long does it take to get your product? Like,
It's like, it's right around a month lead time to get it. Yep. So,
Would we need any action before you just demo it in spring?
Nope.
No.
but the only, yes, I would probably tell him, like, at the next board meeting or whatever, at some point, we probably do need to approve it pending demo.
That's
Um,
okay.
Cause then we can lock in that discount pricing, we essentially get half off
How much
the,
was it, Ben?
what's that?
How much was it?
The first year, it's $98.75. So you gotta pay the shipping fee and stuff like that, but you get a 50% discount on that. And then you get 2 free logos, so a logo is $750 a piece. So the DHS would be 1 logo, and then we could have a second one created. Now, text is not, in numbers, is not a logo, that's just included. So we could do Redbirds in the end zone. The checkerboard is not a logo, so none of that would cost any extra, so.
Do we need, is anybody, let's just approve it now pending the ball.
Makes sense.
I don't really know, that's not the
That's why we wouldn't do it.
We don't have it on the agenda, so we can't.
Okay.
So, in between now and next meeting, if you got any questions, let Ben know, otherwise this will be on the next meeting to approve.
And then just a couple other things. We've been having some issues with the DIMS basketball hoops. I think it's a 2-part thing. For one, the key systems. The key ring in the storeroom this week when I went and checked, people are cranking these things so hard, they essentially have twisted 2 keys, so it's just a matter of time before they break off, get stuck. What do we have, Rick? 2 hoops last weekend that
Yeah.
we couldn't get to function.
Yeah.
And it's all because I think people are turning it and it's not taking off right away and they're just cranking on them. So I'm looking at putting the switches we have in the high school in at DIMS, just to try to minimize the headaches and the phone calls on the weekends and coming in for a tournament and being like, oh crap, this hoop's not working. Been working through budget stuff. Zub, have you heard anything on the new trailer yet?
It's
It's
ordered.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you heard anything.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
think they said there was what, close to 90 days lead time?
Something.
Okay, we're probably, just over a month then, if I remember right, yeah, somewhere. Okay, I'll probably go ahead and auction off some stuff then instead of waiting for that. Been working on some branding stuff for the high school gym specifically. I think essentially found someone that can make vinyl logos to wrap the doors with for like $300 a door. He just did a bunch in Barneveld. It's super sharp. So working on some things with that. And then you guys already asked about the placard bill. I'm waiting on a trigger mechanism to come in Friday. I've got a demo curtain drop station built in one of the closets. And I think this will work, and if it does, it'll essentially pull a string, the curtain will fall straight to the floor, so. Add some dramatic effect for Mineral Point. Velcro was plan B.
Any additional questions for Ben? If not, thank you, Ben.
Yep.
The remaining items are for executive session. It would be administrative evaluations, fall coach evaluations, head forensic coach candidate, JV baseball coach candidate, volunteer baseball coach candidate, and FMLA leave request. And they would all be appropriate for executive session under Wisconsin State Statute 19.85, Paramount 1, Paramount C. Need a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rickers, second by Gratz, to go into executive session. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Item A is regarding administrative contract extensions. Looking for a rollover contract for Kale, Mike, and Mitch for the 27-28 school year. Need a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rickers, second by Zuber to approve the contract extensions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Hire head forensic coach. Recommendation is Clary Nelwa.
So moved.
Second.
Who made it? Motion by Rickers, second by Fink to approve that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item C, hire JV baseball coach. Recommendation is Sean Leary.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Rickers, second by Gratz to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item D, approve volunteer baseball coach. Recommendation is Jeff Solberg.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rickers, second by Fink to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item E is approve FMLA leave request.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rickers, second by Fink to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 21 is adjourned.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rickers, second by Fink to adjourn. We are adjourned. All right, thank you.